Wake up, customer platform. It's time to start the day. Discover all the value you already own. Don't let solutions slip away. Wake up, customer platform. The tools are at your hand. No need to sleep on capabilities that can help your business stand. The answer's right before your eyes. You just need to realize. Wake up, customer platform, and watch your business rise. Wake up, wake up. The platform's waiting for you. Wake up, wake up. See what your system can do.
Good morning, HubSpot Nation. It is time to wake up, customer platform, with your unofficial HubSpot Updates morning show where we help you discover the platform value you already own. I'm Chris Carolyn, joined by my co-hosts Casey Hawkins and George B. Thomas. We are here every weekday morning to make sure you're not sleeping on HubSpot's true capabilities. If you're joining live, drop a hello in the comments and let us know what you're building in HubSpot today. Happy Thursday, May 29th, 2025.
Happy Thursday. You know, they should wake up and not sleep on the things. But today, Chris, they could have maybe taken a little bit of an extra long nap, maybe. Looks like we've got two things, at least update-wise. I know that you always come with a plethora of other items that we can chat about on this podcast. It looks like two things that people should pay attention to today.
Yep. And I've already seen some interesting conversation around the second one. So how are you doing today, Casey?
I'm doing well. Yeah. The first one we've seen already. We said that this is going to come up a lot until until it's released.
Yeah.
But the second one is new.
And we're going to dive right into that one first.
Okay. Whoa,
to
whoa.
allow for some.
Wow, hold up. We're breaking rules this morning.
Yep.
I'm
We
stressed.
keep it flowy and we go where we need to go. on this
Create
show.
multi-select user property says, I must be in the front row.
Yeah.
All right.
Create multi-select user properties. What is it? You can now create HubSpot user properties that are multi-select, enabling you to add multiple record owners in a single property.
There you go. This one matters because HubSpot user properties store a list of users in your HubSpot account. Users selected for this property are treated as record owners and have the same edit permissions for the record as an owner. Previously, only one HubSpot user could be selected as a value. This constrained your data model in cases where multiple users needed to be the owners on a record. For example, you may have a contact record representing a potential customer that is owned by multiple sales team members. Each team member needs record owner permission so that they can reach out to the contact and make edits to the contact record. Now, this can be achieved with a multi-select user property.
This is a long time request. Yeah.
I'm trying to yes. Yes. And I'm actually just sitting here wondering how many humans need to know this immediately, because it has been like the hurdle to so many things that they're trying to do. And I'm also sitting here trying to figure out, like, what are the 5-7 creative ways that one might use this, from like I don't know, like segmentation and reporting and like are there hacks that we're not even thinking about yet because we have access to this feature now? Interesting.
This is my trauma. I'm immediately worried about the Salesforce integration. I like can't read this without seeing sync errors. Like my mind is. So if you're using the Salesforce integration, be careful with this.
Can you use it if
I
you're
don't
using
think
the Salesforce integration?
I don't think so, but I didn't want to be so bold. This just came out.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it is beta. So
And
there's
lots to consider. There was a good post yesterday. Sorry, I forgot who it was already, and didn't save it. Going through some use cases,
Mhm,
going through some positive aspects and some
mhm,
possible challenges. And I think everybody needs could use a little bit better support in terms of users and owning things and who owns what inside the portal, and
mhm.
that's where it can, like, more than one owner immediately, you start to play the Spider-Man game of pointing at each other, unless you have just crystal clear communication on the team and everybody's aligned. Uh,
Sounds nice.
wait,
yeah,
I'm lost. Call me
yeah,
the old fart in the room.
yeah,
But
meme,
Spider-Man game?
the Spider-Man meme where we're pointing at each other, like who's.
Oh, because there's the one movie where there was like the 3 or 4 Spider-Men and they were is that what we're
No,
talking about?
I'm talking about the meme where is there
Oh,
another name for that? Where the
okay,
3
I don't
Spider-Men are pointing at each other?
I see, maybe I am the old fart. I don't even know if I've seen that
Oh,
meme.
you've
That's
definitely
why
seen
we're
it.
here. You
You
know,
I'm
have.
truly not
I
referring
may
to
You
it
have.
that
You've
way.
seen it.
maybe you have. I'm just having a bad moment and not remembering it. But I do remember that I need to do this. If it makes sense for you, hit the beta button on
Thank
this
you.
feature.
Thank you for that reminder.
Yeah, of course.
I I do like that there is an option in settings. Like it's not just like gonna auto magically make it a multi-select. You'll still be able to only one user can be selected in the settings.
Yeah. Yeah, and the record permissioning, like, that's probably the biggest one where, to get granular and have people work together. I mean, there's been all this various ways that it's been solved for in the past with, like, a second field for the second owner type, deal collaborators and things like that. So this should hopefully help streamline some of that, but you probably need to do some mapping, some process clarification first before you just start throwing everybody in, um, to the same record. It's the same object type. Uh, Number 2 for today, a new Breeze Copilot back on the list. Coming this summer, a smarter, more powerful Breeze Copilot. We're rebuilding Copilot from the ground up with the latest AI tech, giving you deeper, more intelligent conversations, better planning and reasoning, and richer context from your HubSpot data. This update brings several enhancements to Copilot. Ask detailed, multi-part questions, get more accurate, nuanced answers, rely on deeper understanding of your page and portal data, enjoy faster, more reliable performance, and higher quality responses. As we roll
Um,
out the upgraded Breeze Copilot, some current features won't be available just yet. What you can do in the private beta: web search, chat GPT like text generation, company contact deal, ticket, and engagement summaries, CRM object search, creation, and updates, and HubSpot how to and other help questions. What's not included for now: text refinement and content editor tools, image generation, report generation, advanced Breeze intelligence insights for company prospecting, plus other minor functionality not listed here. If you depend on these features, we recommend waiting for the public beta or full release. And then we have an important notice about zero data retention. The usual, so data processed by this new version of Breeze Copilot may be retained up to 30 days by OpenAI in order to support certain functionality in Copilot. All other terms in our AI trust and safety center still apply. That's a really great resource, by the way, if you're concerned about AI and how it works in HubSpot or others in your organization might be. The AI Trust and Safety Center is a good place to send them.
Yeah, I sent that to one of my clients earlier this week. It was helpful. Um, I think the update from today, well, they removed coming this summer from from the title of the update. But I also wonder, I feel like it was pending access to the beta, and now in the portal I'm in, it says leave beta. So I'm wondering if like part of the update is they pushed a bunch of people who had requested it in.
Could be.
That's all.
Could be.
Yeah.
I haven't
Um,
played with it yet because I think I just got access. I think.
well, I'd love your take, George, when you read something like Chat GPT like text generation. What does that mean to you?
I mean, to me, it means a lot because I have been able to, and I don't know if I'll be able. I don't know if I'll be able to do what I have done with my GPT assistants or even platforms. Because, by the way, when I say assistant, I'm not talking about a custom GPT. I literally have multiple accounts built in certain ways to do things. Anyway, a whole different mindset that I don't talk about a lot. But um, it excites me because it extends way past what everybody has been limited to from a mindset of what they should ask or could create potentially right in the portal as well. Like, listen, any place you have web search, research, and chat GPT text like text generation, if your brain doesn't go to content creation, then I don't know what's wrong with you. And I say that in the most loving way possible. But like those two things align together, and then also you have brand voice. So like you can search and create and then put into a place and then apply your voice. Wait, what? Oh, that's anyway. I don't know if that's what you're looking for, Chris, but that's where my brain goes.
I mean, I think we just need help defining, like, that's why I don't mind digging in a little more today. It's like, what can you do? And we list these 5 things. It's like, okay, what does that mean? Especially like if you haven't used GPT before, like why, and what would we be expecting for it to be different from the way Breeze Copilot acts now? I think this is, since it's always aware of the page that you're on, right? I
Mhm.
think this is going to be a huge deal if there's an actual, like, if it's upgraded, right? This has been a little lackluster for me in the past in terms of having to ask uh, a few times to get all of the information that I'm expecting when I ask for a summary about the
Mhm.
record.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so excited to see just more context uh, available. But yeah, just a lot of, I
I mean,
expect like,
the one that
uh,
makes me lift my head up and look though
Mhm.
is like, hey Jarvis, please create Billy Johnson as a contact. His address is blah sha ba 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 doo boop whatever. Like the fact that you can like creation, right? And so like I know we're talking about like we're talking about this and they're thinking about like, well, I type it in. But like I look forward to the day where just like Chat GPT, like there's a microphone that you can hit and you can talk to Copilot instead of typing to Copilot, because
Mhm.
then creation and updates is like, boop, yeah, update the last name to whatever, boop, and like, just sit back for a second and envision a world where you're speaking to your CRM.
Mhm.
Let's just try it out real quick. Yeah. So in theory, I'm in the private beta, and
Very.
this is Copilot. All right. And can you create a contact, say called was it HubSpot Helper Clone?
Oh, wow.
Is that
Going there. Sure, that's close enough.
yeah?
Yeah. It's the GBT HubSpot helper, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm super interested to see what it can do.
I've got this new thing here.
Updating your CRM. Added the following contact, HubSpot helper clone. Wow.
The contact
Wow.
name.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right, follow me.
Yeah.
Follow me.
Yep. Go for it.
We've made a lot of permission changes lately. I If someone does not have permission to create contacts, will
Oh,
Copilot be able to create contacts?
I don't know. That's a good question. Here's my other question. Chris, how in God's name are you in a portal that it didn't ask for the email address before it actually
I
created the contact?
was
exactly.
concerned
Yeah,
about
Like
that as well.
because I go, because what I would have wanted Copilot to say is,
Mhm,
that's great. Based on the permissions you have in your portal, I would need HubSpot helper's email address to accomplish the task.
yeah. That's our I think uh I mean very cool that we can just that was much easier than
Yeah.
I expected it to be.
Yes.
But
mhm,
that's where we start to talk about good friction versus bad friction.
Yes.
mhm,
And I would love for it to say, hey, it would be a little more valuable if you could answer these questions for me as I
mhm,
create this contact.
Or
mhm.
even I don't mind questions, but if I type that in, what if it came back and said, sweet, is that first name HubSpot, last name helper clone? And I could be like, yes, that's exactly what it should be. Thank you. So there has to be a level of data cleanliness and
Mhm,
permission sets applied to the flow that the new Copilot, at least, especially in the create process. Um,
mhm.
yeah, that's where my brain goes. Like, of
I
course, I could.
agree, good friction, bad friction, yeah.
This
Oh,
kind of exchange,
Chris is getting all. Ooh,
yeah, I think this kind of like when I hear GPT like or LLM like an actual conversation where you can get stuff
yep.
done, is what comes to mind. Because so many people miss out on the fact that the real value, at least for me, is what happens after the first response,
Oh, yes.
right?
God, yes.
So many people come into these tools and it's just like, I just need this. And then first response, it's either good or it's not. And I'm moving on.
Mhm,
The,
Um,
the amount of time I spend working with it to get to the best prompt before I even run the prompt for the thing that I'm trying to get is sometimes mind numbing. Like,
mhm,
if I was like a normal human being, I would have been like, okay, those 13 steps. Couldn't have I just come in and asked it to do this thing? But the output is far superior, Chris, when you're talking about that second, third, fourth, seventh, 10th thing. And then based on the knowledge. Uh-oh. What did we do while I was talking? Could you
so
help me fill in dummy data for all the properties on the record? I filled in some dummy data on your contact HubSpot helper phone, including an email address, phone number. Oh,
this information here,
HubSpot demos portals just got an interesting upgrade if they've got the Copilot beta.
mhm.
record source, ChatSpot. Come on, folks. Can we just like? All right, feedback for the team.
Wait. I think this is where you're going. Why the frick does it say chat spot?
I know. I mean, like,
Copilot.
please,
Come
Well,
on now.
can we just not like find and replace ChatSpot with Copilot?
Control F, baby. Control F.
Right. But seriously, that was like 1 second
Yeah.
it did that in. That's what
Yeah.
like so I didn't give it any properties. Like obviously it's probably working off of these it just suggested.
Mhm.
But that kind of quickness, man, and we talk about enablement, like
Uh,
user accepted testing, starting to do things through Copilot. Wow.
My brain is breaking right now because as one of the many tech nerds and AI people who love where we're going, my brain jumped immediately to the other side of this. Because by the way, a previous boss slash friend of mine, Remington Begg, he'd always say like, hope for the best, plan for the worst type scenario. Is there going to be a permission set for Gerald on the team who is not tech savvy at all? Who, if released into a text or talking based scenario, could within minutes completely explode or kill your your HubSpot data integrity. Um,
So here's I think they're
you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Mhm.
and that's where like permissions wise, while it works.
oh, look at that.
And this
Not
is
the real phone
where
number, by the way.
well,
The real phone number is an 877 number, but I digress.
yeah. Um, and this is where the context, like we need to know that it can see and work with the entire portal,
Yeah.
right? And what I'm asking for is literally all of the available properties on that record. We know there's more than 7 properties available on a contact record,
Yep.
Mhm.
especially from a default perspective. Like what is missing here and what does it take for it to understand that, uh, you know,
Yeah.
why like only these 7 when I say all should not be a
Well,
possible output, right? It's working off of training here where it's
Mhm.
making some assumptions of what I really mean. Um, and
so
uh,
I'm sad, by the way. Can we do a little updating? I'm gonna talk about but I want you to update some things. One, the website. Can we update the website in Copilot? Because the website instead of HubSpot.com should be helper.georgebthomas.com, by the way. So we could chat with them about that. We don't have to. I would say chat with them about it. Don't actually. Yeah.
yeah,
Can we please update the website to helper.georgebthomas.com? And can we also please update the phone number? And I'll wait and I'll give it to you because we're going to see if it'll do both of these at one time. Yeah. georgebthomas.com. And then I'm going to tell you why I'm sad. And can we update the phone number to 1-877-454-6974? Here's why I'm sad. As you did, 877-454-6974. Okay. So we'll see if it'll update. Why in all of the holy baby Jesuses was persona not one of the freaking things that was actually brought up on that list when you said all? Because like at the oh God, I love you, co-pilot. Okay, so like I'm cool. Like I'm cool. That was easy. That was definitely easier than it probably would be to like because Chris literally started to go on other tabs and like look for stuff and like
Uh-huh.
and the properties.
Actions, view all properties, find them. Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
on
yeah,
left
yeah,
hand
yeah.
side and view all properties. Like you're
Yeah.
just in Copilot, just doing your jam. Like
Uh-huh.
data entry. Talk to me about data entry in 6 months when you're just sitting on Copilot saying Bob Johnson, whatever. Like it's going to be crazy. But come on, persona. Like Come on. When is the
Right.
HubSpot ecosystem going to understand the right way to use personas, the importance of persona for list segmentation? I'm going
This
to.
is a dummy account, so there's probably not persona set up to give Copilot some defense.
True facts. True. Okay. I'll accept.
Just to
Oh, wait. I just sounded like, what's the dude from Sons of Anarchy? I accept that. I don't remember
gonna
his
I
name.
shake.
think that's where, like, just like we can with brand identity, I'd say there needs to be like,
Mm,
this is
mhm,
how, like an admin identity
Mm.
almost. Like this is how this is how we manage our CRM,
mhm.
and like start to feed it that context, right?
I would like Copilot to have the same, like, that create contact form, like, they should have the same mandates as that form.
Oh, so whatever you set your create contact form as, that's the properties that Copilot would like pull up or ask for?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Right.
Or
Because if
understand that you didn't give it that and then therefore secondarily ask for, hey, you're missing these 2 or 3 things.
Mhm,
Can you give me that information as well? Ooh, that would be
mhm.
fun. That would be fun.
right. Yeah.
It doesn't
Um,
look
because that's
email
where
is
like
not
required
required in that portal, I don't
in
think.
that form, right?
Yeah,
And so that's an
but you could set
example
it.
of how this portal is run differently from most other portals.
Mhm,
Because if we're activating the social ad contacts and we don't necessarily want emails if we're
mhm,
adding somebody's LinkedIn based on their LinkedIn. But yeah, required properties. Like would he have asked me, um, like said, hey, I need a required property to make this record? I think based on the permissions conversation, I think that's fair, but uh, I know that they're building it in, and I just want to show this real quick because it relates. Uh,
Good
like
morning,
this
Chris.
is the home page, which is also a private beta that is relating things that I'm doing in the portal, right?
Mhm,
Including now, there's some recent updates that they shared. It's like, okay, lessons picked for you as your user. So literally customizing the experience based on your user. And it's hard to imagine that they're doing this without like the permission set, like also being understood. And again, we come back to all of the granularity at, in permissions now, because we have that granularity. Breeze can now use that granularity to do all this stuff for you. Where if we wouldn't have had that in the system, that this would have been it would have been 100% based on behavior instead of like setup of the system.
mhm.
So um, these are a couple new things that like being able to access your schedule, and then these courses, which is exactly, what am I up to today, and what could I use some help with? Like coach me, right? Understand how I use the system.
Mhm.
So that kind of is definitely built in to all these things, but that's where like some kind of like if we just understood that Breeze was taking all the settings of the account into account, and showing us that somehow, like proving that, I think is what we're going to need to see.
Mhm.
Um,
And what do we say all the time? That it's the worst it's gonna be?
We do say that a lot. We do say
yep.
that a lot.
But the speed of that, like I want to start testing this stuff. Like make 100 records. Put this list of people in there.
What's the max character count on the,
Right? What's the token window? What's the context window we can start playing
Can I
with?
can I paste a spreadsheet and say
Yeah, those
I
are questions upcoming.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
and
I go, oh wait, for those of us not in the HubSpot, there's currently a different. Ooh, interesting. Nice. Oh, yeah, love that. Love that.
Yep.
My brain goes to, because you mentioned PDF, but my brain goes to, and again, Chris, we could go super nerdy and talk about how I and you probably have done this with MCP already. But imagine, like, what is a oh, for all the views agency people out there like me, you can hate me after this. But what does a HubSpot audit look like when Copilot really has the true power that it should have? Like, you could literally come in here and probably end up in the, I don't know, next 12 months to 24 months. Here are the 19 prompts to do a HubSpot audit or data cleanup and blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
Like, because by the way, if you have create, it's only a
Mhm.
matter of time before you probably have remove or archive or whatever. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, what does this change about the way that you can actually keep HubSpot in check with how it needs to be of best practices and stuff? So I don't know. I feel like the writing's on the wall with this update.
Yep. And Michelle gave us an immediate idea, 100 dummy accounts to play with and test your skills. And we'll see. That'll be our last test for today.
You know where I get excited? Actually, I'm sorry. I know we're trying to wrap up, but when Copilot can write my custom coded workflow action for me,
Mm. Mhm.
okay, game over. Like when it can do my calculated properties, formulas, and equations that bend
Yeah.
my mind and break me, I'm like, "Ugh." Copilot, just here's what I want it to do. Boop boop bop beep. Here's your property that does this formula and calculation and roll up of the like. Thank you,
Yeah.
please, because the brain cells are getting old. Like, help a brother out. I'm just saying.
Oh
Those are
man.
the mind-bending things that, yeah, it would be very helpful.
Oh my god, yes.
Yep. So we are seeing some trouble here, creating uh yep, making it work a little too hard here. Uh
It says, "I'm in beta. Chill out,
It does.
Chris."
right. Well, this
It's
is
like,
why.
I'm 3 months old and sipping on my bottle. Why are you trying to ask me to drive a car? Like, that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
But this is also highlights. We'll highlight here why this is different from if this was a beta where like the social contact creation, beta or new functionality.
Mhm.
Like we as users like have to go do that and then provide feedback in a manual way related to
Mhm.
things that are happening. As I do this with Breeze, it's learning. It's
Mhm.
learning and the feedback is automatic and the team that is, monitoring this and working on this functionality, I don't have to go out of my way to give feedback on what's happening. Okay. Uh and that's the difference with the AI tool set, I think, that we've never seen before. The ability for people to create and just give iterative, rapid feedback through the use of the tool itself, not through going outside and sending emails and chats and things like that.
Can
Right.
can we pause for a second? Can you please scroll back down a little bit? Stop. Let's just end the show on that. Jim B and Jack Daniels is now in your portal. There's a party happening in HubSpot. I'm just saying.
That is funny that it was like, "What are some names we know?"
Oh man. uh and for that topic, join us on the weekend shows when Nico and I get so philosophical about things. Because the fact that it goes to Jim Beam and Jack Daniels as some immediate options for known contact names. I could say a few things about that. Um, but until then, Remember, folks, you probably already own the solution you're looking for in HubSpot. Sometimes you just need to wake up to it. Join us tomorrow morning as we continue exploring what's new in HubSpot. Drop your biggest takeaway in the comments and let us know what capabilities you want to wake up to next. Until then, I'm Chris Carolyn.
I'm Casey Hawkins.
I'm not Jim or Jack, but I am George B. Thomas.
The real George B. Thomas. And this has been Wake Up Customer Platform. Now go build something amazing. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Wake up, customer platform. It's time to start the day. Discover all the value you already own. Don't let solutions slip away. Wake up, customer platform. The tools are at your hand. No need to sleep on capabilities that can help your business stand. The answer's right before your eyes. You just need to realize. Wake up, customer platform, and watch your business rise. Wake